Also, I want to talk about a Rosterdaumes prediction that came true already, and this was a big prediction I made, like a huge prediction I made.
Okay,
and it's already coming to fruition this early, which I was just like, fuck. I said Spike TV and Comedy Central and CMT and MTV and all that shit were, because they're all owned by Viacom, which Viacom is Paramount. I said that all of them would eventually cave and just form into one network, either called the Viacom Network or Paramount. They did. They're calling it the Paramount Network now. The first channel to go was Spike TV. They just pulled it.
Really?
Yeah. So Spike TV is now going to be under this Paramount Network umbrella. And if you're telling me the rest of them aren't coming, and somebody asked, there's this thing called the TCAs, where it's for the critics. They get to come and talk about the upcoming schedule, shows coming out this year, shows that are getting renewed or picked up. And they get to ask the presidents of these networks what's happening. And they said, hey, what are you going to do with the rest of these stations? Oh, we haven't. There's their exact response. We haven't heard anything. Just whatever's in the news is what we're hearing, and it's like, oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
And with Spike going under now, the president of that network, he just said fuck it and opened up his Twitter last night and just unleashed like 100 tweets about what the network was like, and really like. And they were really funny, and like I don't know if he had a writer do it or he did it himself, but yeah, I mean he went on. He just went down through the shows and said what was shitty, what wasn't, what the pitch meetings were like everything, and it was endlessly entertaining. I read it all last night when I was waiting for the files to download for the new show, and it was awesome. But reading this and then reading the reactions from the presidents of these networks, that they're all gone now. I mean, you're going to smash them all together and it's over. The reason why I bring this up too is because this Jersey Shore thing, MTV is still trying to stay MTV and stay a brand. They got fucked before, and I had to deal with these fucking people when I went into pitch meetings before. It was back in the day when MTV was MTV with Tom Green, Jackass. You had all the fun shit on there, TRL, everything. They nuked them all, and then put in and nuked the executives, and they brought in the heads of Lifetime Network to run MTV. So you started seeing all these fucking shows that were bullshit and everything else for the last 5 years, and it ruined the brand of MTV. MTV just wasn't fucking cool anymore. It was Teen Wolf.
Teen Mom,
Awkward, things like that. And Awkward was an okay show, but it was off brand. Like it felt like a better fit somewhere else. Right. And they brought in new executives, so now they're trudging out all these old titles. TRL is back. Okay. Jersey Shore is back.
Got it.
So you're going to start seeing these older reboots and things work. I'm okay with it. They tried a new Jersey Shore. It was like Florida, Georgia
line.
Yeah, Florida.
That's a band.
Florida Bama. Yeah, they mixed something like that. Or the Keys. Okay. They had the Keys.
Oh yeah,
that was one.
Yeah,
they had another one. It was just like the Keys is essentially a remake of Laguna Beach. Just in a different city. Mm-hmm. The Florida Bama thing was essentially kind of a remake of that redneck show that they had in West Virginia, which was fucking awesome.
Was it?
I love
Heather on that?
I love the shit out of that. No, that was on the CMT. Yeah.
Oh wait, the one where our little buddy.
Yeah. So the one who the lovely lady who just called in with Jared. She was on Redneck Island on CMT. But yeah, the one with the guy who died. Oh. In Mudden. Yeah, that one.
I loved him. What was it called?
I forget.
Anyway.
But there. So you're going to see these titles.
How do I find the Paramount?
Pop out. The Paramount Network.
Yeah, because Waco.
That's a great question. So they're launching their network with the premiere of Waco.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the 24th.
Yep. So that is the day that this new Paramount Network will launch. Waco is going to be their first series. And they're going hard. They were, people were bitching though at the TCAs. I mean, somebody even stood up, one of the critics, and was just like, "Hey, this feels like a fucking old network." And these
Buck Wild, sorry.
Yeah, Buck Wild. These series that you're trotting out here feel old. Like Waco it feels like an AMC or like an FX show, not like a young, Spike Paramount type of
Pretty much anything that you're going to do with, I think it's a smart move for any network to do something about a well-known murder anniversary of stuff.
I do too.
It doesn't matter young or old.
Not if you're starting off your new network at Paramount and you're trying to bring in exciting people to watch your shit.
Everyone's going to watch Waco.
But I think so. But if you can find the channel. So,
yeah, but I'll find it.
FXX went through this as well.
Oh, yeah.
When they started their new channel. Starting a new channel and having viewers just find the channel. That is the toughest part. There's a new network called Pop TV, which is doing a lot of shit. Christine Lakin's show is on there.
Hard to find, and it's also in like SD.
Half the cable is in SD, half are in HD, depending upon who your cable provider is. And you go through these growing pains to come out of the box with Waco on a new channel. Obviously, you're trying to get people to find your network and watch it. Is that the most exciting series to start with? I don't know. That's what the critics have said. But another critic stood up and said, hey, we also heard a rumor that CBS is trying to buy Paramount and consolidate. And I was just like, ooh. So are they doing these shows now just for a strong library? That was one of the questions. And I was like, that was something that wasn't on my radar. I had a feeling all of these Viacom networks with Paramount and all this shit would eventually roll into one, and I still think that. Mm-hmm. Like Spike was the first domino. The rest will fall, I can promise you. The CBS to Paramount thing is super interesting because I didn't think Fox and Disney, I didn't think that deal would ever be a thing. It is now. Now, everybody else is probably getting together saying, all right, great. We're all going to have to form apps the same as Netflix. Everything is going to be app-based within 5 years. You're not going to have, a lot of people are going to be cutting the cord and all of this shit, and it's just going to be apps. So how do we become an app that everybody pays for? And it's the biggest library is going to win. Because, look, the most amount of shit you can throw at an audience, then you're going to have to buy it and want to watch it. Case in point is Hulu. Hulu is, they say they have 76 million subscribers or something like that.
They might.
Or maybe 7. I think it's 17. I think I'm way off on that number. I think it's 17 million subscribers. They just signed on George Clooney to come back to television yesterday. And I was like, what? I'm sorry?
What?
Hulu? Yeah. So Clooney is going to go back and do a limited series of one season of a show that's based on his favorite book, Catch-22. And he's going to direct it, produce it, and star in it. And he's going back to television, but he's going to Hulu. I never would have guessed that in a million years.
People love it.
There is people that love it. I still don't meet anybody, though, who's just like, oh, my gosh, have you watched Hulu? Like, I just cannot stop Huluing or watching Hulu. I haven't.
Huluing.
Yeah. And I've had, look, a bunch of my films have been on there over the years. And occasionally I would get a message from somebody who was just like, oh, man, I'm so glad your movie's on Hulu so I could watch it. And I was just like, yay. But that, it used to be free, though, when that was going on. Now it's not free. So I don't know. It's weird to me. Like, everybody allegedly loves that Handmaid's Tale show, and it won all the awards. Yeah. And it's Hulu. But I still don't meet anybody who's just like, oh my God, I got Hulu. I'm just gonna Hulu and chill tonight. Like, that's still not a thing yet.
I do.
17, yes, I think it's 17 million. I was way off in 76, but 17 million. And Clooney's coming back, and they're buying up everything, the old libraries of everything. So I think it's a competition going on. I saw that Comedy Central bought all the offices. So The Office is going to run on Comedy Central now.
Oh, smart.
But who owns that? Viacom and Paramount. So it's like, dude, are they just building up these powerhouse libraries to sell off to CBS one day? I don't know. We'll see. Crazy, crazy times we live in.